Hi, my name is Tina Vilsboll. I am a professor at University of Copenhagen in Denmark, and I'm here at the EASD in Barcelona 2019. And I'll just give you a short and crispy overview of what I've been seeing here at the EASD, what's the current treatment for now, and what am I really looking forward to in the future. Being a diabetologist today is extraordinarily interesting. I've been in the field of incretin hormones now for 20 years, and the recent 3, 4, 5 years has been extraordinary. We have now so much knowledge about how serious a disease type 2 diabetes is. We're actually pretty good in screening for late complications, and we are indeed getting better towards looking into cardiovascular diseases in patients with type 2 diabetes. It's actually just 1 year ago that new guidelines were published at the EASD in 2018. I'm really a big fan of those guidelines because they're progressive, they're evidence-based, and they put the individualization up front in patients with type 2 diabetes, because we have to have the patient in the center, and then we have evidence piling up into whether we should diagnose them as soon as possible for their cardiovascular disease. And if they do we have so much evidence today of using a GLP-1 receptor agonist or an SGLT2. And here at the EASD, we have had even more science demonstrated, especially how important the SGLT2s are in patients with heart failure. But indeed also science is piling up in respect to GLP-1 receptor agonist itself. Here we saw additional data on dual agonist, GIP, GLP-1, tirzepatide from Eli Lilly, and also other really interesting stuff. We might even have triple agonists for treating patients with type 2 diabetes in the future. I think what's important when we read the guidelines is that if you want to treat patients with modern diabetology in 2019, you have to be progressive, you have to be active, giving the patients a lot of drugs, keep on combining it with diet and exercise, be aware of blood pressure and having their cholesterol on board. But with SGLT2 and GLP-1, we have a glucose-lowering compound that combined with glucose lowering, it also decreased body weight, it decreased the blood pressure, it improved cholesterol, that's for the GLP-1. And then we've seen even more evidence in this conference in respect to how it is beneficial in patients, particularly in chronic kidney disease. It is very interesting. Another thing that we have seen here, and we also saw some of that on the ADA, is that the DPP-4s, I was really happy when the DPP-4s took over for SU, because there are three good things to say about SU. They're cheap, and they're cheap. It's very unmodern. And I mean that with the evidence today, we have an obligation to kick out the SU, and even also to very often consider whether a DPP-4 is the right class of treatment for patients with type 2 diabetes. Because if we have a patient who might be well controlled with a DPP-4 and metformin, or DPP-4, metformin and insulin, it is our obligation, if we want to do modern diabetology, to actually stop the DPP-4 and pile in an SGLT2 inhibitor or a GLP-1 receptor agonist. You could then say, well, are we there now? Do we need more evidence? Do we need more science? And yes, indeed we do. Right now we're focusing very much indeed on cardiovascular disease and kidney disease, but I'm indeed looking forward to the future where further drugs will be tools in our toolbox in order to treat obesity. It's a huge problem worldwide. There are differences in how obese you are in the different countries, but indeed visceral fat, NAFLD, NASH are serious health problems not only here in Barcelona, not in Denmark, also in India and worldwide. So that is definitely one of the things that I'm worried on right now, and I'm looking forward to very many additional conferences in the future.